we're joined by Tracy Gray, the Conservative candidate for Kelowna-Lake Country. Thanks so much for coming in.
Of course, Kent.
So I know you knock on a lot of doors, but you're not going to get to every door. So typically, what happens? You're out there, you've been doing it for hours, you knock on the door, it opens. What are you saying to people?
Well, we'll get to almost every door, and some doors we've been to twice.
Wow.
So we've actually calculated in the last 4 months that I've walked to Calgary and back.
So
just in the last 4 months, and I've been door knocking for a year.
So you are a hard-working campaigner, and take us to that doorstep. The door opens. What do you open with at that point? Well,
that's a great question. The first thing that I always ask people is, what's important to you? You know, it's not a matter of me saying, vote for me, this is what I can do. It's a matter of, first of all, saying, what's important to you? You know, what's going on in your life? And so I do a lot of listening when I'm at the doors. And this is how I really get feedback from people as to what's going on in their lives, what's going on in their businesses, and then we sort of steer the conversation from there.
Right, so you're demonstrating to people that you are there to hear their concerns.
Absolutely, and it's a matter of, you know, really being out there, being very engaged, and it's at the doors, but it's also in addition, you know, to the door knocking. You know, I meet with not-for-profits, I meet with service clubs, I meet with community groups and business owners, farmers, and it's very similar. You know, what's going on with you, what's going on in your life, and they'll tell me what's going on and what's working or what's not working. And so that's how I believe, you know, in being a voice for your community. How can you do that unless you're really boots on the ground doing lots of listening?
And so is there something that you're hearing a lot from people that you could sort of sum up?
Yes, Ken. I would say that the number one topic that I hear the most, and it doesn't matter what demographic, you know, whether it's a young adult or a family or a retiree, it has to do with affordability. You know, people are trying to figure out how they're going to live moving forward. You know, sort of gone are the days of being 17 and moving out. That generation is sort of gone. We're seeing a lot of young adults still at home. They might be working or going to school. We see a lot of people that are doing home renovations to have their, you know, family members move in that might be retirees, and so we've got more generations living together. And pretty much everybody is saying that, you know, I'm just paying more. You know, at the end of the year, I have less. And so they're trying to figure out how they're going to retire or how they're going to get ahead. And so I would say that's the number one topic that I hear right across the entire electoral district.
Right. You know, as the campaign unfolds, we hear your leader, Andrew Scheer, talking about bringing back tax deductions for people who are putting their kids in outside of school activities, right around the same time that Justin Trudeau is talking about giving people a break on after school and before school care, and the two almost, you know, are about the same benefit to someone who has a young family. So how do you differentiate with both parties talking about affordability issues?
Well, the affordability issue is our number one topic. That's actually what our whole campaign is built on. So everything flows down from that. But we also have a number of other announcements that we've made, like a universal tax credit. But the comment that you made about the sports tax credits and that, I would say that was one of the top things that I heard about when I was door knocking a year ago, where people were not happy that was taken away.
Because we had that before.
We did, and so I'm really happy to see that we're bringing that back, but we've also expanded on it and included arts and also included tutoring, so that there's more flexibility and there's more options for people. So I've heard really good feedback about that as I've been out talking to people.
I think when people who, you know, the undecided type of voter, when they turn to the Conservatives, it might be at a time when they think they need to tighten the belt a little bit, because it could be a fair criticism that the Liberals have run up too many deficits, too much of a deficit. And yet we're hearing your party talking about not eliminating a deficit for 5 years or so. So is that not a missed opportunity to differentiate yourselves from the Liberals?
Well, I think we want to be careful that we don't cut services. A big difference that we're doing right now too is actually to do all of the costing for all of the announcements that we're making, through the PBO's office, which is the Parliamentary Budget Officer. So we're actually costing everything out that we're doing so that it's really responsible. The Trudeau Liberals aren't. They're making statements, and they've actually made it clear that they're not costing their announcements out, which is even more concerning. But we're actually costing all of that out. So we want to be responsible. We don't want to cut core services. But also, too, if we really get the economy going again and have confidence in our country and in our economy, and for small business owners to be investing, then that elevates everything, because you can't pay for anything without having a strong economy. That's how you pay for social services and environmental initiatives.
So when you meet people on the doorstep, how many of them are making their decisions based on what they see happening with Trudeau or Scheer, and how many of them are looking at their local representative for that decision? What do you think?
Well, that's a great question, and it's different for everyone. So you've sort of got the three parts. You've got the leaders, you've got the policies of the party, and then you've got the local representative. And for each person, it's a little bit different where that dial may fall. What I'm hearing the most actually does have to do with their local representative and with policies. And of course, the leader is important as well. But every person is different. But it kind of goes back to themselves. How are things affecting my life? So as an example, I was door knocking someone the other day. I'd actually door knocked him twice now. Once was a year ago. And he said, I'm middle class and I'm drowning. That was the exact words that he used. He goes, I'm just working so hard. Last night, I was door knocking someone in Black Mountain, and he's worked for a company here. They're a small manufacturing company. He's been there 25 years. And he said, oh, I'm surprised you caught me at home. And I said, oh, well, what other things do you do? He goes, I don't do anything. I just work.
Wow.
He goes, I'm just working all the time. And he goes, that's what I do. And he goes, our business has been here 40 years. So people are, they're working hard. They're trying to get ahead. And it's a matter of making sure that we have taxes and policies that will work for them.
How's it going? How is the campaign going? Do you get a sense that you're making headway with all of the door knocking that you're doing?
It's going really, really well, and I'm just so grateful for all of the support. We've got people that have worked on many campaigns, for many generations that are involved, and we've got new people as well. I've got former colleagues and co-workers, former employees, and so a lot of people that have never been involved in a campaign before are helping. I was door knocking with a fellow last week that he had reached out to our team, and we paired us up together. And I said to him, oh, well, are you in school? And he says, oh, yeah, I'm in school. And I said, oh, are you at the college or university? And he said, well, no, I'm actually at RSS. I can't vote. I'm only 17.
Right.
And I went, oh, well, that's great. But he just wanted to be involved, and he understood the issues. And he was great at the doors. And so we've got people of all ages coming out to help. It's really, really phenomenal.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in and talking to us.
Great.
And
Thanks, Kent.
you can likely look forward to seeing Tracy at your doorstep. Thanks for coming in again, Tracy. And
Thank you
for watching Kelowna Now.